Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thank you so much for listening in to this preview video for the weekend. Coming up, the end last weekend in April, we're going to be finishing out our series on Love in Motion. But before we get to that, I just wanted to real quickly recap Easter and some of the fun things that happened in the classroom on Easter. We celebrated with 165 kids that came in to the 4th through 6th grade classroom and got to hear about the resurrection story of Jesus and experience the resurrection story of Jesus as we talked through the resurrection eggs and how those connect us with the love of Jesus and how his love is enough for us. And so we got to do a ton of connecting kids to the love of Jesus and helping them to respond and see themselves as a reason why Christ died. And the reason why I'm doing the video right here is because for those of you that were at the service, you'll know that we had kids respond with a card, and the card said, "Jesus' love is enough." And then on the bottom it says, "I chose to receive Jesus' love today." And so all these cards represent a child who identified Jesus' love is enough for me, and I'm choosing to say yes to Jesus, whether that be for the first time or the 20th time or however many times. Just that reminder, that Easter story where they've been told that God's love is enough for them, and they're choosing to receive that, and they're going to move forward living it out in their lives. And so it was a fun weekend. It's incredible, humbling to see God using us in a way that proclaims his truth. And the cool thing is that as we lead these kids, we have no clue what God's going to do with each one of these. And even in the kids that didn't even respond in this way, there's so many things that God's going to do as he does every single week. And so thank you so much for everything that you guys bring to the classroom as you lead groups, as you engage with kids. This is what it's all about. It's about pointing kids to Jesus, and it's why we do what we do. So thank you so much. As we transition into this coming week, we're going to be completing this series, Love in Motion, by focusing on that motion part, the action part, putting our love in action. And we do this every week when we talk about action cards, but that's the main emphasis for this week. Is we're building on the love that God has showed us. We're using 1 John 4, 10 and 11 as our model. And kids last week received a wristband, which was a response with that verse on it. And so we're going to be emphasizing that second part of that verse, which says, as a response, it says, "This is love. Not that we love God, but that he loved us and gave his son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins." And that's what we focused on Easter. We focused on that atoning sacrifice, that sacrifice that God has given us, that love that Jesus has shown us. And then this week, we're going to focus on the second half of that verse, which says, "Dear friends, now that you have received God's love, go out and show God's love." And that's a paraphrase because I'm not remembering exactly what it says, but that's an idea of what the verse is getting at. Is it's calling us to respond to the love that God has shown us. And so we're going to just really push action. We're going to push it not because we have to, not because that we're forced to and compelled to by God's love, but because we get to. We get to respond. We get to show our Heavenly Father and the love that he has shown us. We get to now go out and reflect that love on the world. And so we're going to really trying to emphasize action cards in our small group time, really give some meaningful time to that, and really press into this idea that love in motion, love without motion is useless. The analogy that I put in that small group sheet there is it's like a BLT without bacon. I mean, it's completely useless. Good luck enjoying a BLT without the bacon. If that's your thing, I'm sorry. That sounds horrible. But anyway, the idea is that we're trying to emphasize that love without action isn't the same. It's not love. It's not the love that God has shown us. And so that's what we're going to be pointing kids to this weekend, and just really trying to tease out some examples of how they can show love practically, tangibly to the people around them in their lives, because that's what God's calling us to do. He's calling to change us. He wants us to be different. He wants us to be change agents in our world that show love, not because we've been loved, primarily, not because someone has done something nice for us and they're responding, but being the ones who, in the video you'll see, who proactivate, who don't wait and procrastinate and show love, but we're active and we're proactive in how we're showing love to others. So yeah, I'm not going to do my Judo Bob impersonation as you'll see in the video, but it's a fun video. So that's going to be the focus for this week. I'm going to be gone on Sunday. So for those of you who are serving on Sunday, I'm not going to be here. Brian Juligay is going to be leading the service for the 9 and 11, all three services actually, but he's going to be the lead for those services. So if you have anything, let him know. That weekend, I'll put his email in the email that you're getting, so that way you know how to reach out to him if there's anything that comes up. But it should be a great weekend. Brian's led and overseen the classroom for me plenty of times. So many of you guys have experience, and you know what this classroom structure looks like and have experienced it before. And so each one of you are empowered. That's one of our big things. We want you guys to lead how you've been called to lead. And sorry about that cut. My other ending got really rambling and just needed to condense it a ton. So just wanted to just say, last thing, Bloomsday weekend's coming up. If you are normally serve at the 9 or the 11 o'clock service on May 5th, we don't have those services. The course, Bloomsday course, runs right by Life Center, and so those two services are going to be done. So if you have another weekend in May that you'd like to reschedule your service time towards, let me know and we'll make that work. Thank you for everything that you guys do. I'm excited for this weekend and hearing about how God works and moves in the classroom. Love you all. See you later. Bye.